All right, Shalom. This is Zariah Ben Yasharala out of GMS Lions Den. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. I want to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachwa, Quadash, Ma'amath. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. That's sincere the waters, the Akim and the Aquathim, and the children that's believing and pushing the truth of sincerity. I want to get my first scripture. This is Amos, Slacky. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. So like when the eclipse passed some odd months ago, that's not something to be dismayed about. That's something to be amazed at, but not dismayed in the sense that don't be scared of it. Be thankful that the Most High is letting you see something like that, letting you see something beautiful that He created. And it says, this is verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. That's plain and simple. That's plain and simple talking about. That's plain and simple talking about Christmas. All right, and if you're talking about Christmas, it says learn out the way of the heathen. That then off top, we already know that Christmas is a pagan custom, so you're not supposed to celebrate in that, and that goes for any holiday, a holy day. Goes for any holy day that's not in the scriptures. So New Year's, that's coming up, and what that's supposed to represent is the Roman god Janus, and that's where the month January comes from, is the Roman god Janus. And he's depicted as a person or a deity is having a face looking forward and a face looking backward, because he's the god of beginnings, doorways, transitions and stuff like that. So right now we're in a time of transition between the time of Christmas and New Year's, and that lets you know that this place is still spiritually grown, that they celebrating a Roman god like that, because every time every time in New Year's, the news, they always say, oh, let's have a look back at 2017 or 2016, da da da, and then they say, oh, let's look at in the next year, let's see what could be popular, let's see what could be trending or whatever, So that lets you know that this place is still spiritually wrong, that this place is going to be destroyed. I want to get my next scripture. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he despises the feast days in which these people celebrate for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July. He hates all that. It's verse 22. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. So no matter if you're not coming to him in truth and sincerity, then he's not going to accept anything that you do. All right. He hates it. He despises the feast days. It's verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. And viols are like harps and lyres. And lyres is a lyres. It's a harp, but it's a smaller harp that you hold in your lap and you strum it. It's like it's a harp. So he says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs. So he don't want to hear all these Christmas carols, he don't want to hear all these holiday songs, man. He don't want to hear all that bullshit. Like he despises it. It's an abomination unto him. That's verse 24. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. So that judgment that's running down as waters that's talking about the missiles that's coming onto this place, for not only just for celebrating these holidays, but for the so-called white man who are biblically the Edomites, for what they did to the children of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. That's what that's talking about right there. Salakia. That's what that's talking about right there. And so it also says, and righteousness run run as a mighty stream. So when this place is destroyed and a new kingdom is established, righteousness is just going to flow through the whole entire earth as a mighty stream. Because we're going to be putting them we're going to be putting all these other heathen nations into subjection. You know, I was talking to this one dude. He was a Muslim. And as I told him, you know, the Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he's going to crack open the sky. He's going to come down with chariots. And he is going to allow us to kill and slaughter all these other nations and take them into captivity. And he was like, don't you think that's kind of messed up? And he's like, don't you think he's not going to have to do that? He's not going to have to crack open the skies. I was like, you're wrong. Because the only way, because he was debating that there has to be he's coming for peace. And the scriptures say, I come not in peace, but I come to send a sword. Even though he's saying that, at the same time, he's coming for peace, because by him slaughtering everything, not everything, by him slaughtering everybody and destroying everything, and us allowing us to have our kingdom put up on the earth, that is sending peace. But he's saying that the destruction shouldn't happen, but the beginning. Fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom. And so when these people see Yahweh on top of a huge chariot, what they think is a UFO, and they see the sky crack open, they will fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because these people on the earth today, they don't have no fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So that's going to make them fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and that's going to be the beginning of their knowledge and understanding. Now they're not going to live and abide by the laws, so that's what our job is to make sure that they follow the laws. And I want to get another scripture. So this is Jeremiah chapter 10, is verse 14. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in him. So that Muslim that I was talking to, he was a Jake. And right there it says every man is brutish in his knowledge. And he was really exalting himself up. You know, I was telling him about the truth, but at the same time I wasn't really giving him a lot, because he wanted to teach me more so than I would teach him. So he was just going off speaking Arabic and all that bullshit. So, and every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in him. And what's the name in Muslim, Islamic, whatever Muslim, they're really like hell bent on that on that stone, the meteor or some shit like that. You know, the Kabbalah stone or some shit like that. I don't know what it's called, but they all clamor over that stone. That's their graven image. That's their idol. They worship that shit. So I just I pray that this was edifying. I just want to bring this out to let everybody I pray that this was edifying. I mean that's about it. Shalom.